What initial steps could you brainstorm that would help someone think like, okay, I want to create a values informed business like Alice. How do I even start doing that?
I think the most important place to start is to really know what your values are and to know them in a way that you feel them, that like it lights up your body when you say that value out loud to yourself. There are a lot of values lists, right? Kind of values inventories that are readily available through a quick online search. But I actually wouldn't recommend starting there because I think that when we start by choosing our values from a list, it can be really easy to choose the values we think we're supposed to have, often without even intending to do so, but kind of to choose the values that we think sound good or look good, but aren't necessarily true and essential for us. So instead of starting with a list, I recommend starting with yourself, starting with your lived experience. Because I think most of us, at least in moments, have already really lived into the values that are the most important to us, whether we were doing it consciously or not. So if we start with ourselves, if we start with the life that we live, the experience that we've had, I think that gives us a way that we can uncover values that are really true for us. And there are lots of exercises that people can do to uncover values. One place to start is to ask yourself, when in my life have I felt the most alive? You can change the wording of that question a little bit to make it fit for you. When in my life have I felt the most like myself? When in my life have I felt the most, plug in whatever the word is for you, and then journal about that question, do art about that question, dance about it, explore your experience in life in different moments when you felt deeply alive, and then start to notice what those moments had in common. Were you laughing with friends in all of those moments? Were you serving others in all of those moments? Were you adventuring? Were you moving really slowly and savoring something? What's the common thread in those experiences that really matters to you? And as it starts to unfold, as it starts to kind of show itself, try on different names. What can you call that thing? What can you call that energy? What can you call that value that sparks something in your body when you say it out loud? Because one of the ways that values can really guide us is we can lean into them kind of like a compass. And if our values are in our bodies instead of just being an intellectual thought in our heads, then we can quickly check in. Okay, how does this align with my value of fill in the blank? So how does this align with my value of wilderness? And my body can tell me, instead of me being kind of stuck up in my head trying to analyze what aspect of it might align with this value versus what might not, my body will just give me feedback. So I would recommend starting there. And if you feel stuck, if you want support around that, reach out to Melissa. Reach out to Melissa and do some values work with Melissa.
Plot twist.